Well, look what we have here. You feel me? Take a little stroll, a little walk. You know what I'm saying? Good cardio, good exercise. And not only that, it works that root chakra. For those who don't know what the root chakra is where your genital area at. And what the root chakra does, it keeps you balanced. It keeps you fearless. It keeps that money flowing. It's ancient wisdom, by the way. You know what I'm saying? It keeps your emotion intact. It balances all of your chakras as well. But anywho, I hear God talks about, now he changing it up. He says, shake them. Shake them. Yeah. Your enemy's going to be shook. Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. You feel me? Shouts out to Mobb Deep. Rest in peace. You feel me? Prodigy. But yeah. You know, one of the things, man, I be hearing the Most High say, tick tock, tick tock. And everybody know what tick tock is. Most definitely not a dance for sure. Most definitely time is up. You feel me? So, you know, us chosen and all those who is fighting their faith to stay sustained with the Most High is, you know, holding on. Don't stop holding on. You feel me? Take a firm grip. No matter what the circumstances is, don't let them circumstances control you. You control it. It's always been like that. We've been projected an illusion that anytime that we're dealing with something that we don't have any control. But in all actuality, we have all the control. You know how we move our body when we feel like it, unless it's actually enabled to allow us to know that it needs some type of rest. It's just like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, we hear a little bit of background, you know what I'm saying? Little cars and stuff like that, maneuvering and so forth, so on. But anyway, I was gonna title this, but I was just like, well, let me just get whatever messages the Most High gonna give me and go from there. But in a rude awakening, you feel me? And some of your enemies, you know who they are, and some of the enemies, you don't know who they are. You know what I mean? Because people like to be sneaky. You know, a lot of us repeat the same thing, and sometimes people haven't heard some of the things that's been repeated. You know, the enemies like to throw rocks. You ever see somebody hide behind a tree and they throw a rock and you look around and like, who did it? That's how it is. Let me see what you're saying. I can't even, hold on. Let's see what you got down here. Do I have whiskey? Fucking weed. You got the whiskey over there. You sipping something. Don't get too intoxicated. You know what I mean? You know, since you brought the whiskey up, let me tell you about alcohol. It's crazy, right? Some of y'all probably know this, some of y'all don't. The purpose of alcohol was a traditional, spiritual, not only experience, but also a spiritual revolution where there was rituals and ceremonies done back then as well as today. Now, when we look at this, don't be scared and all that crazy stuff. We're not about to say nothing spooky, okay? So, at that particular time, you know, this is what different type of spirits in the other realm need or want, because you can't give them your soul. It's nothing tangible on the other side, according to what we know so far until we cross back over. But if it is, then, you know, we know there's probably no alcohol over there. You know what I mean? So your ancestors, most people say, my ancestors didn't do that. Your ancestors did it. Trust me. Every Caucasian, every melanin person, and every culture of the world ancestors offered offerings and alcohol and so forth, so on. You know what I mean? So let's be clear. I'm giving you some understanding. I'm giving you some ancient wisdom. I'm giving you some updated knowledge. Instead of using the alcohol to pour in your body, which ends up, if you drink too much of it, we already know what happens. People become reckless. Things start to happen. Consciousness starts to fade away, where that you're not fully aware of your surroundings and your behavior. You only have but that much awareness, because impulsively you don't know what impulsive behavior that you're going to actually do at that particular time if someone triggers you. Even if someone doesn't trigger you, you're still triggered. So let me get down to the boil down to the boil down. The boil down to the boil down is that alcohol, aka liquor, is spirits. That's why when you see the package store, we call it, some people call it the liquor store, that you will see something that says spirits. Liquor is spirits. There's spirits in everything that you see, even in marijuana. You know what I mean? That's why you see people mind alter and they be doing some, funny stuff, and sometimes people get serious and they want to hurt somebody. It's crazy. It makes me go back to think about, I'm about to expose something, because that's what I'm known for, where the government had implemented much of don't do drugs. And they used to have, that I've observed, this little commercial that had an egg, and it would say that it would fry your brain. The only problem with that commercial and that advertisement, come to find out with more calculations and understanding, that the government was bringing and still bringing the drugs over here and many other different countries. So how does that work? Is these the type of people that you trust? Think about it. Now, I know people, one of the biggest things that this download that I'm speaking in this moment as well, is that I notice that people fear about what they think can happen to them in the midst of not seeing God show up. Sometimes God, to be honest with you, will let your enemy capture you. That means they can put you in a police car, they can take you off somewhere, intimidate you, they can actually even incarcerate you. The test to see if you're going to have faith in the Most High, like the book of Daniel. When Daniel was compromised and he was thrown in the dungeon, two of his other fellow men, they could have been his brothers as well. I have to go back and read that part to see if they were brothers. But the point is, Daniel fasted, he had faith, and the devil was blocking his blessings from being heard to Archangel Michael to come and save him. But however, come to find out in that story that Daniel didn't die. They burned Daniel and two of the other guys, or three of the other guys, or it was two other guys rather to say. It was Daniel and two other guys, but they also seen somebody else in there that didn't supposed to be in there, that they knew that they didn't put in there, which was an archangel. So that's the short story of Archangel Michael saving Daniel, who was a prophet, who prophesies where we at right now about the times to come. But back into the alcohol. I'm not telling you not to drink, but if you get to that point where you don't drink the alcohol, it's good. But in ceremonies, spiritual ceremonies, most people see some of the things that I have posted on my page as far as who I am and so forth, so on. There is drinking, and sometimes with the rituals and ceremonies, it's celebration, giving praise to your higher self, giving praise to the Most High, and also giving praise to your ancestors. If it wasn't for your ancestors, you wouldn't be here where you at. For the good ones and the bad ones, you know what I mean? We got the yin and the yang. We got the dark and the light. A lot of people choose the dark, some choose the light, some choose both, some switch, you know what I mean? So you'll find yourself figuring out where you want to be at. I can't tell you not to do dark. I don't know what your circumstances may be. You know what I mean? But I can just say be wise about doing dark things to people, because if nobody's doing anything to you, you shouldn't be doing to them. And you know, in the community, spiritual community, as well as the religious community and community in general, I come to find out that many young people are stepping into witchcraft, and they're actually getting initiated. They're actually bringing harm on people. They're getting jealous and stealing people's boyfriends and girlfriends, and they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, but not realizing those spirits that you're working with actually will harm you. You know what I mean? They will harm you if you don't know what the hell you're doing. They would do good by you as well. Let me tell you about the friendship with spirits. And people get so fragile and so scared, and oh, I don't know, and my parents and my family. Your family will lie to you and tell you what they don't know, but they do know. Just remember that. Don't be naive to think that your whole generation don't know nothing about witchcraft or spirituality and doing spiritual work and so forth, so on. They know. Even if they didn't do it, they know how to pay somebody to go do it. Just remember that. All right? So anyway, you have the fact that spiritual work is used for the purposes of many purposes. Just to name a few. You can't be a minor, because I have it blocked where minors can't come to this broadcast. So if you are a minor, you know, I'm not speaking nothing sexual and so forth, so on. You two already know how I give it up. I don't do any of that type of pedophile stuff. I'm against the pedophiles and rapists and so forth, so on. There's too many options out here for people to feel like they need to take something. But anyway, moving forward, besides this immaturity down here in the chat and striving to be a distraction, I have importantly said before, it's very hard to distract me with nonsense. You know what I mean? It's very hard. It's really super hard. But once you get my attention, then you know you have my full attention. It's just not going to be a bunch of talking and all that stuff and pity-pat and playing. I'm not here to play. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, moving forward. But as I was saying, with spirituality, I want to get some information out, you know, to the chosen and for those who are looking to upgrade your spiritual protection. And it's called Bovada. Bovada, B-O-V-E-D-A. You can do your homework and do your research. Give you a little insight about what the Bovada is. The Bovada is, a spiritual practice where that you're connecting to the other side of the spirit realm. It gives you the opportunity to communicate with your loved ones. It gives you the opportunity to communicate with your guardian angels, your archangels, and other different angels and other different beings. We're not talking about harmful beings. We're talking about beings that can be of the light or the dark, because people fail to realize, they feel that beings of the dark is wicked. They're not wicked. What is wicked? When people who is humans have these certain type of agendas and intentions, conjure these beings up to do their bidding. That's what's wicked. And see, people got this misconception about spirituality and how evil it is and so forth, so on. Just like the title witchcraft. Witchcraft is not the problem. It's the conjurer. It's the male or female who's conjuring, or the coven, meaning witches or warlocks. Or it may be both at the same time, or it may just be a group. You know what I'm saying? So with the witches and warlocks, most of them deal with demons, and then some of them deal with the Ajay, or they deal with the ladies of the night, or they deal with Iyami. Now, all three of those that I said are the feminine energies. These are beings that are actually on a different planet, a different dimension, and also they're not disconnected from God, but they actually have rulership where God is not even actually involved. So this is what makes it easy for those who be conjuring those beings up. But the severe consequence of calling those beings up, if you call them up and you bring injustice to someone who had not done any harm to you at all, you severely gonna pay the consequences. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the Iyami and the ladies of the night and Jay, they're nothing to play with. They're sweet. They do anything for you. People get it messed up. They think that, like I said, dark spirits do bad things. They don't do anything besides what people conjure them and summons them to actually do. That's what they do. They do the good, they do the bad. People got to get this misconception correct. If you don't know nothing about something that you fear, you should be studying. It's not going to jump out no book if you study. It's not going to jump out of somebody's body if you ask them questions. You need to know these things. The reason why you need to know these things, because you got different type of people and different type of things that people like to do or don't know what they're doing that walks around you on a day-to-day basis. Rather you are friends with individuals, rather you're going to be in a relationship, rather you're going to be surrounded by them in any form or fashion. You must importantly understand that it's very important for you to know these things, only because you need to be able to protect yourself at all costs, not in fear, but all knowing. What I'm speaking about of today is nothing that was not spoken in ancient time. This is where you have the Illuminati, you have the Freemasons, the Masons, you have different secret societies know about what I'm speaking about. The reason why they don't want the masses to know, because it gives them the ability to defend themselves and have wisdom and not do foolish and make poor choices. It helps manifest things better. You look at life a lot different. Your lenses, which is your eyes, are totally looking at things totally different from the way that they're looking at now. They want you to stay fogged up like this in your life. See my hand? And so you're just walking in your life blind to everything. Everything could be to your marriage, how you should interact with your kids, interact with people. You should know how to come and go in circumstances with a snap of a finger. You should be able to decipher things that's not for you like a snap of the finger. But the only reason you're not able to do that because you trapped in this box that is illusion, but literally you're not. It takes for you to start stepping out on faith and not worrying about what other people have to say about you and judge you. You know, the way that I got in spirituality a little back, history for me, I always heard it about as a kid. And as I heard about it as a kid, I remember when my mom was living, I was like, well, what is voodoo, mama? And she's like, boy, go play. And then she was like, you know, I asked her another time. Then she was like, I tell you when you get older, okay? Well, fortunately, I've said before, she didn't live long enough to tell me. But I ended up getting my first experience like in my early 20s, like 2021. And I didn't have no clue what was going on. I knew something was wrong. I knew something was different. I knew my money was funny. My money was funny. And then, you know, all of a sudden, a lot of things start happening. And then this female, you know, I was falling for her, but you know, it wasn't like me because I already knew what my motive was as far as like, unless it's a relationship, I can fall for them. But as far as just falling for a random woman, not saying she random like that, not gonna be disrespectful, but just somebody that, you know, you met and so forth, so on. Hopefully that's better. I'm not never trying to offend anybody, trust me. That she was doing this thing to me. She been doing this thing since she was like 13, 14 years old. However, she was way older than me. She was like, excuse me. She was like 20, she between 26 and 28. I was like 20, 21, something like that. She had a lot more experience sexually and all that stuff. But come to find out, she had been doing it for a long time, and the men that she dealt with was men that had money and stuff like that. She would do spells for them to be in love with her and to get what she wanted, and also to get the money, you know what I mean? And so when she got tired of me and see that the spells wasn't as strong or was working, because I had started denying to give her access to the funds that I was working hard for, whatever, I began to start getting sick. I began to start having bad dreams. I began to start going to jail, and I wasn't the person to be going to jail, but I was going to jail all the time. And I was just like, man, something ain't right. So then I end up going to the hospital, and that's when I really, not that I wasn't taking it serious at that time, but I was taking it serious, period. There was a lot of confusion going on and stuff like that. So that's how I got into spirituality. And, you know, I had conversation with the Most High because we grew up saying that, in the church, that, spirituality practices is wicked and so forth, so on. Y'all embrace this. I'm going with a story that's going to blow your mind. Start telling y'all some of these testimonies, how I got to where I'm at now. Most people say, well, I done figure you out. Now, you can't never figure me out. God will always trick you. God always watch my back no matter what. He watched everybody that loves him. He watched their back. So, especially the chosen. We here to be sharp. We here to be falling on nothing. We done had our situations. No more, none of that. But anyway, moving forward, so I had discussion with several people about it, and it was that I don't know, and they were scared, and this and that and the third, and you're just looking at, well, how can you be scared of something that you never experienced? And most people are scared of things based on what somebody else have experienced or said. But let me be honest with you, a lot of people don't tell you what they've done to get themselves in that situation. So a lot of times when you have a conversation, people like to leave stuff out, and they like for you not to know stuff because they feel that you're going to judge them, or they feel like you're going to actually try it on them. So you never know. You know what I'm saying? Or get someone to do it. That's a risk you take, but if you do all the right things with God, you're going to always stay protected. Even if you experience something, you ain't never got to even worry about it, because when you do that, God always going to have your back. That's something that you're not going to have to worry about. So just know that the Most High is very strategic. Going to tell you how to move, where to move, how to move, when to move, who's who, what they up to. He'll show you dreams. He'll have people confess. He even have people where your enemy will slip up and go tell somebody what they about to do. So God got a lot of, he's a magician. You got humans think they're the biggest magician, but the Most High is the biggest magician ever known. The crazy thing about it is how we know officially that's a fact, because you can't even see him. There's not been one time in my lifetime that I honestly say that I've seen the Most High. They said, well, why do you believe so much? I still ain't forgot the story, y'all. I'm still here. The reason why I believe in the Most High so much is because of everything that I've been through, everything that I've have asked for, situations of things that I have done. He punished me for them. He taught me why I shouldn't do those things. And the other thing is because he allowed me to see how everybody truly is, how they feel about me without knowing me. Even the ones who grew up with me, or even the relatives, they still didn't know me because they looked at me as a black sheep and an outcast. So therefore, they didn't care to know anything about me. They already had their projection, the outcome of what my life was going to be. It was going to be jail for life, or I was going to be deceased for life. You know what I'm saying? So, however, neither one of those things has happened, nor will they will happen. We rebuke it in Yahshua's name. You feel me? So, I've been a very genuine person most of my life. I can't say all my life, but a lot of all of my life. Versus, I have had to defend myself many times that I just hate that I had to, but it was what it was. We're here to receive lessons, and people are here to receive lessons from us and whoever else they cross. You know what I mean? It wasn't no good lessons for those people who crossed me. It is what it is. I ain't gonna get in detail with all of that. I'm gonna keep that, in the files. You know what I mean? Classified. You know what I mean? Because it's not criminate myself, but I just know that, nothing's going to actually happen to me. It was the wrath of God, if you want to be technical with it. The Most High most definitely came in and did the duties and the jobs of all jobs. Man, I'm telling you, you don't want that smoke. People be thinking they want that smoke. A lot of people be running around claiming that they serve the Most High and so forth, so on. They really don't, man. They really don't. They just want people to look at them, you know, in a certain way, and so they can be treated a certain way. But God gonna strip all that, because one thing God is not gonna allow you to do is use His name in vain, and you're not gonna mock Him. And you got a lot of people mocking. If you'll go look at that video with Madonna mocking the Most High, and look what the karma happened to her when she did. It's a couple of people, there's some videos out there when people mock God and things happen to them. But anyway, back to the story. So this young lady, she was very equipped with what she was doing. And so I was going to the hospital, man. I was having like real severe panic attacks and anxiety attacks, where to the point where the doctor had told me if I couldn't calm down, it was a possibility. I was young as hell, man, nothing like 21. Like, you gonna have a heart attack. So he gave me some medicine, and the medicine was just I had to take shots in my ass. I think it was in my ass or hip, to keep me calm, and I had to relax and stuff like that. And man, it reminded me of that lady that was supposed to be watching over me. She raped me in my sleep, which is crazy. Yeah, people be thinking that things don't be happening to us, man. Stuff be happening to us. 21 years old, make me not want to talk about that story, but man, I tell you, man, men ain't the only one be raping out here. Women be taking kids and doing all kinds of stuff to little boys and little girls, teenagers, babies. They do it all, man. Can't look at everybody like that, but that's what be happening out here. But anyway, so I started getting sick very severely, y'all. So I end up, some of the relatives seen that it was getting that bad, and so they pulled me to the side and started telling me. It was just hard for me to believe, because I had did so much for her, and I thought everything that she was giving me in return was genuine. It actually wasn't genuine. It was motives, you know. I'm young, you know what I'm saying? Little jackrabbit. I wasn't jackrabbit on any and every woman, but most definitely with her and stuff like that. And it's just something that she was old school, you know what I'm saying? Be more like a cougar. She was well equipped, well experienced, and it just allowed her to be able to take advantage of me, especially when I didn't know nothing. I'm fresh, I'm young, I only got a few years out of high school and stuff like that, so I'm learning life. You know, I'm learning life to its finest. So then after that, I end up actually going to a Botanica, and then when I went to the Botanica, I end up actually talking to the lady about my situation and stuff like that. And then after that, I end up introduced to a guy that's from Miami. He's a barber, stuff like that. And then, man, I got so many crazy stories when I tell you about these people, how these people betray me later on. It's crazy. Man, crazy story about him. I'm not gonna put their names out there, not based off of fear, but they did do it. I think I didn't know about it, but they did do it. But anyway, so after that, right, I met him. I gave him like $750. He told me like 2 days, if I didn't do what I needed to do, I was going to end up either dead or in jail, one of the two. But he said it didn't look good, and I believed him. I asked God about it, man. I prayed, and I said, show me a sign. So I ended up getting a sign. That's how I ended up giving the money. I gave him that money so fast. And then it took a minute for it to get off of me, because there was so much done to me. And I end up recovering from it. But then after that, to add to it, I think like a few months later, whatever, I end up, it's crazy. I end up dating the cousin. It's like all of them wanted to talk to me, whether it was based off of money or whatever. Everybody had an agenda. Of course, I was a little, you know, active and stuff like that, so that's what it was. But besides that, she had told me about this doll, this voodoo doll, and I was like, what? What's that? Like, voodoo doll. She got a voodoo doll on you. She said that voodoo doll looked just like you. I said, girl, stop playing. So we went to the house where she had moved to, and we looked for it, and we found it. At that time, you wouldn't be able to find it because it was in the ground, so I was using my intuition. I really know much about intuition at the time, or that word, because I just knew I was capable of doing things and seeing things that people that I didn't see often or at all, people could do and see. So I end up actually, I'm just checking out the scenery. I end up actually finding it. When I dug it up, y'all, I used to have long hair, like long cornrows. So, man, the girl was doing a lot of stuff, man. My hair was falling out, all that stuff. So she did a voodoo doll for my hair to fall out. And that's what ended up happening. I mean, I still got hair or whatever, but I don't have all my hair like I used to. And fortunately, that's what the situation is. I still a handsome young man, though. It's not why I wear hats, though. Most people say, is that why you wear hats? Nah, I wear hats because I like wearing hats. So, I guess God just wanted me to let y'all know a little bit about me and so forth, so on. There's a lot of different things that's been spoken about, but I still haven't forgot about, spirituality and so forth, so on, because like with spiritual work, a lot of people are scared of it, but you shouldn't be scared of it unless you know for a fact that you're doing something that you don't know how to do. Not that you need to be scared, you need to write notes down so you can do it correctly. There's no wrong or right. It's a trial and error in everything that we do in life. And then if you're doing something wrong and you have no business doing it, then yeah, you don't need to be doing it. We are going to have to defend ourselves by putting on that dark work on them, you feel me, when we have to, because that's just what it is. But in the meantime, life is good. God see everything, so the only person gonna judge you is the Most High. Humans can judge you all they want to. They're not there when you in the mud, are they? They're not there when you need some food. They're not there when you need a bill paid. They're not there when you need a ride. They're not there when you need a car. They're not there when you need a hug. They're not there when you need an ear to listen to you. They're not there when you need someone to talk to. So don't get it twisted about listening to other people when they have this opinion or fact about your circumstances, because they're not living your life. Only person can live your life is you, and only you can live it to the best of your ability. In your life that you live, you're not going to be perfect. You're going to learn from a lot of mistakes. You're going to learn from a lot of mistakes that you won't make. But the question is, can you grow? Absolutely. Are you willing to grow is really the question. Are you willing to leave the past behind? Are you willing to stand in your divine power? Are you willing to stand against all odds against you, because everybody's not going to agree with you? Everybody's not going to like what you say. Everybody's not going to support. Everybody's not going to follow. Are you going to still be you? It is the question. And that's one of the tests the Most High been testing everybody. Are you going to still be you no matter how bad the storm get? Are you going to be slow to speak? Are you willing to listen? Are you willing to see the Most High's ways? So, what people also don't know, that the Most High allows spirituality to be there for a reason. And the reason why the Most High allows spirituality to be there is because when you look at the wicked, meaning those who do nothing but wicked stuff, you have to have an army to counteract that, right? And counteract that means you have to have an army of people who know how to do spiritual work as well, which they know how to do the dark and the light, and they know how to protect people and help people when they're being attacked. That is the purpose of spirituality. Because if we didn't have no spirituality for those who've been putting in that good work, protecting a lot of people, saving people's lives, and taking off curses and diseases, if people could do just about anything. When you go into that spiritual realm and go to that other side of them dimensions and stuff, and these people don't know what they're doing, they really don't. Because when it comes back a millionfold, and it's crucial. And guess who they call on? They call on the Most High. They call on the Most High for help, or they seeking some physical help. And the Most High has bailed some people out, but there's some people the Most High have not bailed out. And then there's also some people that the Most High will let go through what they need to go through, but He'll make sure that they learn a lesson and not do it again. So they end up surviving and they end up changing their life. So there's all kinds of lessons. So, you know, getting into spirituality is a good thing. It's a good ally. And going back to the bovada, as I was saying, the bovada is glasses of water. It's a table. Small, large. Prefer to be in the house. There's a one that you can do outside, but that won't be called a bovada. It will be called an ancestry table. The reason why you need to actually make offers to your ancestors, because your ancestors in the spiritual realm fighting for you, not only in the spiritual realm, but fighting for you on this side of the realm as well. You know, I hear in the Bible it talks about don't worship the dead. The reason why they don't want you to pay homage or honor your ancestors, because your ancestors know all the knowledge here. They know everything that you don't know, from way in the past to now, even their spiritual gifts that they pass down, especially to the black sheep and especially to the chosen. That's where our gifts come from. It come from our ancestors beside the Most High. They picked us because they knew everybody else wasn't going to do it. They knew everybody else was going to betray God. They knew everybody wasn't going to stand up in their divinity. They knew everybody else was going to be out here just being reckless, being two-faced, being a liar, being a thief, being a manipulator, and causing home wrecking and recklessness everywhere possible. They knew that. And us chosen, as a kid, we knew something special, was something special about us, but we could never continuously figure out why people treated us wrong, why people bullied us, why people wouldn't deal with us. And we still deal with that as adults, but we got more understanding now. And if people don't have more understanding now, they have it now that I'm explaining why people don't deal with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You just that shit, you feel me? You a real boss. A boss without material things, because no matter what you have and don't have, you willing to still be the same person. That's why God chose you, and that's why you're a real boss, you feel me? And then when you're manifesting whatever you desire to manifest, you get to show people your boss, queen, boss, king, you know what I'm saying, things. But importantly, you must understand financial literacy so you can manage your money well, so you won't be like the one say, oh yeah, I used to have this, I used to have that, oh I had to give this away and had to get that away, and yeah, I'm struggling right now. You don't want to be that. You don't want the pillar to post or penny pinching, you feel me? You got a lot of wealthy people out here done dealt with that, you know what I'm saying? You know, dealt with them trials and tribulations and, you know, borrowing monies from their buddy and stuff like that, but they have the audacity to talk about the people who they consider us the low class is the broke people. We the broke people. If we the broke people, why you want our money? Our money would put them where they at. Our skills and talents and ideas. You know what I'm saying? That would put them where they at. How dare them? It's not all of them, but they know who they are. We're going to see what happens when all your riches and wealth is gone. Because first and foremost, for those who fit the category of those that message is speaking to, they don't serve the Most High at all. They don't serve, and it seems to be like all of them, because here you are with so much money, but not one time I seen you give the nation around the world money. They got so much money, all of them group up, man, it could take 10 people. It don't even matter how much money they got. They can buy people food for a whole year, or give them money that only can be used for food for a whole year, or pay people rent for a whole year, and let them save some money, or let them relax and enjoy some money. They could do that, but it's not in their heart to do that. That's why they do that. So people like us, the chosen, that's the type of stuff we will be doing. You know what I'm saying? Making sure people are okay, because God is blessing with billions and billions and billions of dollars. We don't have no need to show that we're not grateful and appreciative of people investing and spending their money on our goods. They stole our spot, but we come to take our spot back. It don't matter what they think. It don't matter which warlock, don't matter what elder they using. And I'm going to get on them elders too, because I said it last time. I'm going to do a whole different broadcast just about the elders. But yeah, we getting our spot, so we ain't worrying about all that. We done survived so many spiritual attacks, it's crazy. Man, listen, I didn't realize they can do so many different type of spiritual attacks. I've never, ever, like, seen in my life. They make you gain weight, lose weight, make you not want to eat, make you want to sleep, make you get headaches, make you have, make you think something going on. Sometimes they close enough where they can put diseases in your body. Man, when I say, I don't want to give you a whole bunch of lists, man. I'm talking about just about everything, man. I've been doing this for some years. I'm not no newbie to none of this. I had stepped away because I had found myself tapping in back into religion, and I just realized I was still going through stuff, and I was just like, man, what the hell going on? So that was a trick to get us to not stand in our power. They want you to stay far away from spirituality, because spirituality is going to give you the insight of knowing what the secret societies know. You may not get to know everything, it just depends, but you'll get to know enough where you're well equipped. And they want you to stay in church so you can just stay in this box, so they can cipher your energy every Sunday or every time you crying, and you don't even know why you crying, but your cry is your soul crying for you to get out of that shit that's actually keeping you stuck where you don't get no results. Here you is giving your rent money away or your car payment, insurance money away, and you thinking that's gonna bless you. What's gonna bless you is actually doing what you love to do. And if you can't find what you love to do, at least maintaining by actually working hard and saving your money. That's what's gonna bless you. They're giving you this illusion that God gonna bless you. God is gonna bless you, but he ain't gonna bless you by giving your money away to somebody who wouldn't even help you back in return, for sure. I already had my experience with the church when it came down to money and stuff like that. As far as I had gave my ex like $400 something. I had got a killing on rent. Rent was like $425, $450, something like that. And she took the money and bought drugs with it. And when I came back home, my house was on the, you know what I mean? It was on the market to be not mine no more. So I had my uncle to talk to the church or whatever, and they was able to give him the money. And then I told him to give the money to her. She just never paid, so I ended up losing the house. I had got railroaded by a police officer. You know what I'm saying? He said that I was driving a car without license, but I never was pulled over. And on top of that, they ended up finding me guilty just on his word without any evidence. So I done been, wrongly done by police and stuff like that. They don't make me hate police, because there is some good cops out there. It's just the corrupt people I don't fuck with. I don't fuck with no corrupt. You could be whatever race, culture, whatever. If you corrupt, I don't deal with you. I already know we at the eyes. I know I can't be friends with you. And I most definitely wouldn't trust to do any business with you. So, yeah, that's where it is. Whatever the Most High don't like, that's what I don't like. And the Most High most definitely don't like the corrupted people. People that like to wish harm on people. He don't like bullies. He don't like manipulators, deceivers, rapists, child molesters, liars, thieves. You know what I'm saying? Entitled people. God don't like none of that. He love you to give you enough time to change, but he don't like none of it. Because it hurts people and it affects people. So this is common sense at this point. When it come down to what I don't like, the Most High. Whatever you don't like, I don't like. That's just what it is. No way around it. You know what I mean? So, what else? So anyway, so with the Bovada is several glasses. You use spring water. You use a white cloth, and you set them up in an angle. If anybody want to know a detailed angle, I can most definitely tell you the basic. The base will be one big glass in the center. You can use a bowl, and then you'll take your glasses and form them in a square. And what that is, each one of the glasses represent your spiritual team. And your spiritual team, it gives them the opportunity to actually see on this other side of this rim here, to make sure things are clear. When you're thinking, it help you think clear. It help you stay protected. It also help you receive blessings and stuff like that. They also give you information and messages that you need to get, daily. Also, they keep a lot of negative and bad energy away. And what else? Then you need to have 2 candles. Some people have more, but 2 candles. 2 candles need to be in the front. And so, kind of explain a little bit more of the details of it. So, all your glasses are your guardians. They're guarding on the 4 corners. If people don't know what the 4 corners are, the 4 corners is the 4 corners of the earth. Your north, south, west, and east, or east, south, west, and north. It doesn't matter in order how I said it, but it's like a square, like a cross. And there's protection from every angle of the world, as well as the universe, as well as the spiritual realm. Usually you'll get a crucifix, which will represent that. You put it in the center of the big container, which is the glass bowl, or you put it in the glass itself, which is the glass that's going to be bigger than all your glasses that surrounds the main glass. And the main glass not only represents you, but it also represents the Most High. And the main glass that sits there is to keep things stable. The main glass is where you can actually look through the water, especially if you're real gifted and you're real focused, and you can actually see images through that water of things, the present, as well as the future, as well as the past. And you want to keep the water there for like 7 days. If it get like foggy and stuff like that, that means you just need to get rid of the water. You can pour it outside by a tree, or you can flush it down the toilet. And you want to clean the glass out, and then you want to put more fresh water back in there. The water also is to keep things peaceful, and also to keep clarity and to purify your home, as well as to keep you purified. They will speak. Your spiritual team will speak to you. It's just a divination. You can do divination for those who do tarot readings and stuff like that. It'll help you out with that. I'm gonna need the tarot readers who's doing it for the wrong purposes just stop. You know what I mean? Just stop. It ain't always about the money. You better make sure you don't mislead nobody. I know that scripture talks about all those who mislead other people, they will be punished. It's automatically hell. And hell, we know ain't no such thing as hell, but there's a place for people to go. I mean, it's something bad. I don't know what it is, but I do know that much. It's not a good place, because if it was no existence of it, then you would have everybody on a vibration, or you have everybody friendly and loving. There would be no purpose of seeing any evil, wickedness, or learning from mistakes or making bad choices. So it's most definitely a place. I know I hear some people talking about a heaven and a hell is here on the earth. That is true as well, but it's most definitely a place for people to go. So it's like saying you're going to go to a good place after you live here for doing bad. Impossible. Impossible. It's not possible at all. In that case, I might well just turn up and go crazy and be crazy. Go get me some get back from some people that I need to get some get back from, but I don't have to get them because they already got it. That's the real got them. But anyway, that's a bovada. That's what you do with a bovada. And the bovada candles, anytime the candles you get white candles on it. You don't need no other color candles. You can also put your ancestors on this. Well, you can't put your ancestors on the bovada. You can actually give them flowers. They tell you things that they like. Your spiritual team and stuff like that, incense and stuff like that. You put pictures of only your ancestors that are deceased. And if you have ancestors that you know that was good ancestors, then yeah, put them on there. If you have ancestors that was struggling with some things, don't put them on there right away. You want to actually get confirmation intuitively to actually add them on your altar or your bovada, which is the same as an altar. Where do the bovada go? The bovada can go in a room where your little sanctuary is at, where you pray at. You don't want people touching your bovada as well. The only one need to touch it. I hear they say you need to also get a bell. Bell actually, the bells that you ring and stuff like that. That bell is gonna actually conjure them up, or call them forth, rather to say, or summons them. Let them know that you need their attention. You need to communicate with them. You're having an issue that you're trying to figure out. And the reason why we actually deal with the Olabade and stay close to spirituality and our ancestors, because majority of our ancestors were practicing this before they actually got colonized and suppressed and raped and slaved and killed. And then they brought the church, and then they brought the Bible, and so forth, so on. This is how we got to the church thing. And it's simple as that. And it don't matter who debate, whatever, that's the truth. So that's how we got to that, and then they figured out how to deceive people, which is Constantine and Caesar. They wanted to rule the world, so they had this belief, and this is how you get the image of the white Jesus, which is either Caesar or Constantine. Made an image of him. Da Vinci actually was a painter, and this is how you got the white Jesus. And they forced the slaves to worship their belief that they had created after they stole everything and stole different arts and texts and stuff like that, and tradition and information, and put their own thing together, mixed up together. That's why people believe the Bible, and then you have people who don't believe all of it, but they believe some of them. Then you have some people who don't believe it all. Either way, the Most High is real, regardless if there's a Bible present or not. That's just how that's going down. That's how that is. When you want to know something, the Most High gonna show you what the truth is. You telling other people, they ain't gonna see it because they ain't looking for it. And then the other reason why they ain't gonna believe it because they don't care to know it. And I had some relatives that was blasphemy and criticized me about doing spiritual work to protect myself, because I had a lot of people doing witchcraft against me and on me, unknowingly knowing that these people were doing these things. And I learned by getting readings done and so forth, so on. And come to find out, it took all these years until now for me to find out she was one of those people who've been doing it on me since I was a kid, along with whoever else. So yeah, I'm always gonna do spiritual work. So my divine partner, she most definitely gonna be doing spiritual work too. It ain't gonna be none of that. I've been in a relationship with women. Like, yeah, you don't need to be doing that. It's the devil. But the whole time, none of this harmed them. It had nothing to do with them. It's like they wanted me to believe their belief system, but they didn't believe in their own belief system. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, make it make sense. You're saying you believe in church, but you don't believe in church because the way what the Bible was talking about or talks about, they weren't living none of that. They're doing reckless stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. Each his own. If spirituality what makes people fear me, then that's a good thing. The person said, why? Because I can keep the wrong people away from me. That's the way I look at it. I can keep the wrong people away from me, and I don't have to worry about their shenanigans and their plots and plans and twists. People think I got this secret. The secret sauce is the Most High. I don't have to do spiritual work, but I know spiritual work actually helps other people. I'm not saying spiritual work can't help me or it hasn't helped me, but I know it helps other people help themselves because they're not spiritually gifted like the chosen. Could do anything, man. When people fail to realize who the chosen are divine beings. They mean we are God. We're not literally the God, but we are the essence, the energy of the Most High. That's why we can't be defeated. That's why we can't be beaten. This is why when you look at the secret societies and all that, they're trying to figure out how they cannot kill us. We are immortals. We cannot die. And then on top of that, if you think about all the people that was chosen before us in our bloodline, they killed them. And like I said before in other content, they actually, our ancestors did a lot of things They walked away from their purpose, to simplify it. They walked away from their purpose. We're not walking away. Listen, we started off not coming to the purpose, to be honest with you. We were doing everything that other people were doing. Maybe not all everything, but we was right there with the blind leading the blind. We were doing it. But we also, in the midst of everything, we realized that God was still talking to us and letting us know that, hey, that's the wrong way. I need you to come with me. I need to isolate you. And then God would give us these messages and downloads, and fear will come upon us. I'm speaking not only for me as a chosen, but also the rest of them. And we sit here pausing and cautiously thinking what everybody else is going to think, and how everybody else is going to react, and how everybody else is going to treat us. But we realized one important thing. People was going to treat us the way they were going to treat it, regardless if we did or didn't do it, because we already experienced people mistreating us, whether we wasn't even in our purpose, or we was in and out of our purpose. Some of us got into it, and we seen some other stuff that other people ain't seeing or experiencing, and then we just fell all the way back. Like, I ain't doing that. But see, God got a way of showing you why you should do something. God got a way of showing you his trust is official. You feel me? God's trust is official compared to somebody you've been knowing forever or somebody you don't know at all. See, the thing about God is God don't hide his hand. Straightforward, straight direct. But when it come down to people, they hide a hand. And you don't know what they're going to do. And then even if you see it coming, you don't know if you're going to calculate quick enough and swift enough to even dodge the calculation of you being the target. One of the most dangerous things, people say, is silence. But one of the most dangerous things is when somebody's around you and they're sitting and marinating on you like you are a substance, like eating a meal. And what I mean by that is when someone is equipped to gather information on you to hurt you. A few weeks ago, I could have got hurt. If I ever see them, it's a wrap. I got attacked. But see, we've been told about the attack. But the people that's following us and running around and all that, they had to pay him some money to do what he did, because I'm going to go into all the details. It's not about shame, but what I do know is this. I'm glad that it happened. Most people say, why would you be glad? Because it shifts something else that I've been waiting for anyway. I've been waiting for it. So by it shifting to what it shifted to, which I ain't gonna get that secret sauce, I've been waiting for it. So by that happening, that did mean that was a good lesson for me. God had to wake me up a little bit more, because I was sleep and slumber. Not super sleeping, not super slumber, but I was in there, you feel me? And so it's up, it's whatever. Now you can't even find this man. He ain't nowhere to be found. Meaning he around, but he ain't popping up, because I'm out here. But if I catch him, God probably ain't gonna let me catch him. I'm be honest with you. I know I'm on a mission right now. He know I'm on a mission to serve him, so I ain't gonna let the devil now. He might let me whop him. I got something for him though. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing him a real monster. He think he a monster. He ain't no monster. He not somebody to fight. But he had pulled a knife out on me. You know, he had used the knife on me. I ain't never had nobody use the knife on me. Had me like cornered and stuff. It just caught me unexpectedly, because we had built this bond where we were real close and we played chess and stuff like that. So, you know, it reminded me of a movie. It reminded me of God was telling me about James Bond yesterday night, about James Bond. He want us to be James Bond out this motherfucker, on these motherfuckers. We got to start studying more and studying different things and learning different type of tactics and shit like that, and get on that type of time, because that's what it is out here. These people ain't playing with us, so we ain't playing with them. You know, we can do our spiritual work. We can manifest things with our mouth and our minds and thoughts like that. We can call judgment and all that shit. We can do all that. But when it comes down to physical shit, we're going to need to know how to do that too. So ladies, if you ain't got no protection, you need to get it. Even if you got money, get your bodyguard something. You don't want to carry no gun, get him, pop his ass. Dead him. Don't pop him to say, hey, this is what next time it'll be this. No, get their ass out of here, because their goal is get you out of here. And if that ain't good enough, which it is, but you also can start training some type of martial art, some type of combat. Not only that, it's going to keep you in shape, it's going to raise your vibration as well. You know, I didn't get a chance to do what I wanted to do to him. You know, he just caught me off guard with that shit. When I did back myself up, I made a chess move on his ass. So now that I'm safe with that chess move that I made, I most definitely can do whatever I need to do with no consciousness bothering me, because it's well known, you know what I'm saying, what was done and shit like that. So yeah, I'm up one. I figured out, God showed me what I need to do, and I executed it. I don't give a damn what people thinking and saying. I'm making sure that my livelihood is straight. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody out here that love me. It don't matter if the rest of the world don't. It's somebody. I done helped a lot of people out here, gratefully to say, and they didn't forget about me. Rather, they had something to give back or not. I was just grateful that God was able to use me to help them, whatever situation that had been. Whereas encouragement, a hug, money, paying a bill, transportation, whatever. I'm grateful for that. Helping people not go down the wrong path. So there's people out here, you know what I'm saying, they're actually telling people how to go down the wrong path and laughing at it and leaving them stranded and leaving them for dead and showing no honor, no respect, no integrity, no morals. You got people out here honoring and fuck with people like that. They chase them down, they break their neck, they press likes, they press follows, they send cash apps, they send money, they give their last, they give whatever. That's what people are chasing out here. They chasing them type of people. They ain't chasing people like me, like the chosen, people who genuine, people who have your back no matter what. People will give you some words that's better than money, that actually take you not only in that moment to a better place, but also for a long haul. Excuse me, I know people will say, well, why would people give you money for talking? Motivation speakers get paid all the time. You get paid a lot of money. You're motivating somebody to alter their mind from a negative mindset to a positive mindset. You're being a role model. You're being a positive influence, a real influencer, not one who be telling you to do all this fucked up shit and then you sitting there by yourself looking crazy. A lot of people out here need people right now. It reminds me of a story this girl told on TikTok, and I saw it on YouTube, but a short version of the story, she actually was young, she's like 14, and it was like five or six, like 5 guys or whatever, and you know, they were popular in school, whatever, and she knew she wasn't popular, she knew she had no friends, and she getting bullied, so they called over to come play video game. They playing a video game, whatever, and then, you know, he got to come back and sneak back over, whatever, and then he was pounding her in the room, and then as he pounded in the room, you know, it ain't about the sexual part. I mean, it's important, it is about that, but it was the lack of love that she didn't have for her parents, that she was saying she wasn't liked in school. She was already having problems at home, which she wasn't like, which I've experienced that too. You know, relatives didn't like me, then you got the people at the school didn't like you. You ain't doing nothing but being yourself and being a kid. You're genuine, sweet, you know, you like to have fun and you learning lessons, you learning things, you know, and I'm sure there's so many people, countless people can talk about this, but so they end up having sexual relations with her, whatever. They call it the cuckoo, but we know it's the choo-choo or whatever. No, they call it the choo-choo. That's what they call it instead of the T word. Anyway, they did this to her, and she said she didn't really know what to do. And which is understandable, because women be put in these situations or whatever, and you really wouldn't know. You don't know if they're gonna do something harmful to you or whatever. If you say no or rebellious, which people will do that, but they won't know what they do because they never experienced it. And those who have experience, they know what they're gonna do. They either gonna do something harmful or they gonna let the woman go. 9 out of 10, probably not. So she let all 4 of them do that to her, and then now she understand what it is now, but she ain't had nobody around her to help her grow and help her protect herself. So she was a victim. You know what I mean? Just like any of us. I used to get molested as a kid and all that stuff by women way older than me. That'd be another story if I choose to tell it. But anyway, we've been through a lot of stuff, man. We've been through a lot of stuff, man. Having relations at the age 10 is real early. Even incested members, touching on me and forcing me and making me do things that I knew that wasn't right. But anyway, this life kind of got into a lot of different things. Spirituality, got into little personal things, which is still spirituality because it's growth. A lot of people may look at it like, well, why would you tell the personal things? Because personal things is going to help other people heal. It's going to help them understand that they're not the only ones out here. It's going to help them actually start being open if they ever get to that point with the right person or right people. You may be called to go counsel people out here that's dealing with this. A lot of children out here, all ages, even grown people, male and females, are getting abused all kinds of ways and neglected. Even if their consciousness is conscious enough to actually defend themselves, they still getting abused. So, it's a lot of stuff going on out here, man. Everything that's been said today was meant to be said. God gonna work it the way He work it. All I'm doing is saying the things that need to be said to my spirit instead of figuring it out. It's already figured out. He told me to get back on here after I had got on here earlier today, and so I did what He told me to do. So whenever He tell me to budge, I'm gonna budge. I'm not gonna hesitate. He can wake me up out of my sleep and say, hey, I need you to go talk. I need you to speak on this. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna even hesitate. The only person that's taking care of me is the Most High. You have humans to give me favor where that I can get things done in my life. Even if they don't want to give me favor, He gonna make them give it to me. But He don't have to do that with genuine people because they're gonna do it anyway because they're genuine. So all is well out here in these live me's living the life streets. Feel me? It's real out here. Hopefully I said something that's gonna help a lot of people in some kind of way. And if you're going through something, just know it's temporary and you're gonna conquer it. As long as you tap in on this channel, you're gonna just do just that. You're not gonna struggle. You're not gonna want for nothing when you serve God to the fullest. Blessings to you, y'all. I'm up out of here. Peace.